Tired of dealing with annoying flies, fruit flies, and gnats in your home? The Zevo Flying Insect Trap is your ultimate solution. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description now to get your Zevo Flying Insect Trap on Amazon and enjoy a bug-free home today.
A Putin propagandist has floated the idea of the Kremlin nuking its own territory after Ukrainian forces stormed in. Broadcaster and Vlad mouthpiece Sergei Martin said fighting on Russia's turf should put nuclear missiles firmly on the agenda. It came after Kiev's troops launched a major attack on Russian region Kursk, the biggest blitz into the country since the Second World War. Now Martin has discussed blowing it into oblivion in a shock take on a talk show. He justified his point of view by arguing Kursk was so core to Russian values that it can't be allowed to be invaded. He said, "As for all the opinions that have been discussed over the last 2 years about the possibility of a nuclear strike by Russia, what could be the consequences? What could be the reaction of the West? Well, in this situation I'm convinced that the reaction will be, everyone will be a bit upset, of course. But in general they will say okay, it's logical. What did you expect? The fighting is not just on Russian territory. Therefore, a scenario in which a strike is launched against AFU, Armed Forces of Ukraine, military facilities with the use of nuclear warheads ceases to be theoretical, ceases to be unlikely. Of course, a nuclear attack would have wide-ranging ramifications, likely endangering Russia's own. But Martin maintained Kursk was just too important to be attacked by Ukraine, and it seems his solution is to simply blast it away. He said, "Kursk region is such a Russia that I don't even know what to compare it to. Such an indigenous historical core, the Russian core. And there's fighting going on there right now." A bumper Ukrainian force beefed up by armored vehicles was on Tuesday expected to advance, with a number of villages as much as 15 kilometers beyond the border appearing to be captured already. A rattled President Vlad labeled it a provocation and held an emergency meeting with Moscow security agencies. A Putin cabinet meeting statement said, "The Kiev regime is conducting indiscriminate shooting from various types of weapons, including missiles, at civilian buildings, residential houses, and ambulances. Following my conversation with the acting governor of the Kursk region, instructions have been given to several civilian agencies to provide the necessary assistance to the region's residents. I also ask the government to take up this matter immediately." According to Ukrainian media, 40 Russians surrendered in Kursk, with a picture showing a big group of soldiers lined up along a road. Russian military chief Valery Gerasimov said there were up to 1,000 Ukrainian troops deployed near the Kursk region. By James Halpin, foreign news reporter. Ukraine has attacked Russia itself a number of times since Russia invaded their neighbor in February 2022. The strikes have included both ground assaults with tanks and troops, and also by using long-range missiles. In March, Ukraine supporting rebels from the Freedom of Russia Legion, FRL, Siberian Battalion, SB, and Russian Volunteer Corps, RDK, launched a two-pronged assault. In May last year, the Free Russia Legion attacked the country as they sought to build a free Russia. None of the incursions have so far been able to hold any land, with the invaders being beaten back or retreating. Ultimately, they seek to stretch Russian forces, strike Russia in unprotected areas, and destroy critical infrastructure like logistics hubs, ammunition depots, or disrupt Russian events. He claimed their advance had been blocked, however. He said, "The advance of the AFU deep into Russian territory has been stopped." But it's claimed Ukraine forces have used their time in Kursk to take control of giant Russian gas facility Gazprom. Fighting is focused on small villages across the lightly guarded frontier, with Russia said to be evacuating civilians. Footage posted of the attack to social media showed fighter jets screaming low over a highway, destroyed Russian helicopters, and burned out trucks. Another clip claimed to show captive Russian soldiers walking in a line and escorted by their new Ukrainian guards. Ukraine claimed that Russia does now not control the border. Mandatory evacuation was announced for 23 settlements and 5 hromradas, a village or group of villages, in Ukraine near the Russian border. About 6,000 people, included 425 kids, were being rushed out.